Hi, and welcome to Finding Your Way Through Therapy, a proud member of the Sightcraft Network. The goal of this podcast is to demystify therapy, what can happen in therapy, and the wide array of conversations you can have in and about therapy. Through personal experiences, guests will talk about therapy, their experiences with it, and how psychology and therapy are present in many places in their lives, with lots of authenticity and a touch of humor. Here is your host, Steve Bisson.
Alors, le studio a déjà changé. The studio has already changed, and I put in a little bit of decoration, so I hope you enjoyed, but we're still in progress here. Welcome to Finding Your Way. If you haven't, this is episode 189. 189, we're going to talk about coaching, but let's review just quickly. Episode 188 with Krista Gregg, we talked about crime scene stress that comes from that, as well as the grief process. She has a great website, and she has a great mission that she's working on. So please go ahead and go listen to that episode if you haven't yet. But episode 189 is about something I've done for a while, but I really haven't talked about it. So I wanted to bring it up here. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into it directly because some of you may know I do a lot of coaching. And what I mean by a lot of coaching, not as much as I wish, obviously. And most of you know my passion for first responders and grief and trauma and the work that I do in those particular realms. But I don't get to talk a lot about coaching. I go back to, among people, Stephanie Simpson, a regular on the show. She talks about coaching. And I've been doing coaching with people who are, I hate those names, the C-suite people, and people who are professionals have been in the field for a long time. Whether it's my field or other field, and we talk about coaching and this is not therapy. Let's talk about a little difference between therapy and coaching. Therapy is sometimes going backwards, talking about what needs to be done. We do cognitive behavioral therapy. That's obviously my favorite, but I do EMDR, that's treatment. We do group processing, it's just treatment. But with coaching, it's more of the here and now as well as how we're going to move forward. It's not about reviewing the past, and it's really concentrating on the strengths that a person has, what they have to develop in order to succeed, and usually related to business. Sometimes it's personal growth, obviously, but it's not therapy as in we're treating trauma or we're treating things like that. So I want to make sure that you knew the difference, and I certainly know the difference. So I want to talk about that. What I really find, first of all, with people who are more need coaching are actually not much different than people in therapy, except they're more forward leaning, and I think that's where exactly what I just explained. So coaching usually is not as intense in the sense that, I usually meet people every other week for coaching. I don't typically meet people every week. And the reason why is that we're trying to implement things. So why do I do every other week? I know some coaching is every week, and I respect that. And some people do group for that. And I respect that too. I don't do group and I don't do every week. The reason why I do every other week is because I'm going to give you goals and things that you got to work on in order to get to the second week. And if we didn't, we look at those barriers as to what was blocking you, whether it's a thought process, whether it's being too busy and things like that. Because, when people are in those type of settings, they always have more and more to do and they don't find time for themselves. So we talk a little bit about self-care because, we get tired of being in the situation where we make all the decision. I think they call that decision fatigue, right? And so when they get to do things for themselves, they're so tired, they're not willing to do even decisions for themselves and work on stuff. So that's part of what I do. Being a leader is a little bit isolating. And what I mean by that is this, a CEO has to make the hard decisions for the whole company. I always liken it to a lot of people who work in the first responder field. You got to make a quick decision to make the situation better, or at least contain it if you can. And sometimes that's very isolating, very difficult. And there's a lot of pressure. And the pressure that is for coaching is that all the decisions fall on you and you don't know what to do next. And sometimes the decision has to do nothing with a job, but looking for a job or what you want to do. When do you want to retire? What are your goals for the next 5 years, 3 years, depending on retirement? And, I do talk a little bit about finances, but I really talk about what the thought process that's blocked in order to move forward. You start forgetting about yourself and your family and friends. And one of the things that I hear a lot about from my interventions every other week to not only get people to go, but they're also enthused. If you meet someone every week in a coaching set, I found that people lack that enthusiasm, for lack of a better word. And I don't think that they're not enthusiastic, but they have a lot of stuff going on. They're looking for coaching. They're looking for help. So we try to think about what performances they're looking for, what they're looking to do in general for themselves, and how stress makes a decision, makes it hard for their decision making, as well as how it impacts their family and how they have relationships with their families. So we talk a lot about that and what is blocking you from moving forward. And if it's because you don't want to hurt people's feelings, we talk about that. And, I don't give the standard. We talk about how making hard decisions are just that hard, making hard decisions. But why is it hard? What's the struggles? Have you faced this before? So we talk a lot about that. And I think it's important to discuss also how to manage it on an organizational level. Because sometimes you won't get along with the people above you. And if you're above everyone, basically, you may not get along with other people in your decision realm, right? Maybe the CEO doesn't get along with the CFO or the CMO or stuff like that. So you got to work on those connections and how to make it healthy. I think that what happens is people set themselves up for certain ways to do things. And what we bring back is, hey, how can we make a decisions together versus just one person making that decision? If you don't mind, I'm just going to take a quick break. I don't know, I think that, I don't know if you know about Magic Mind. Magic Mind is something that I started taking about, I don't know, a month and a half ago. And I got to tell you that I read stuff. What I love about Magic is stay awake. For those of you who, and I still love my coffee, right? Much that coffee a day. Yes, I know it's excessive. This has really reduced the number of coffee that I take and diminished the coffee. Not that coffee is necessarily bad, but really working on it. And this is an experience like I'll show you that what I was afraid of. And I don't know about you guys, but I look at this and I go green. Ooh, always turns me off for some reason. But this is like sweet. It doesn't go in. I take it as a shot. And the best thing you can do is put it in the fridge. It's not as good when it's not in the fridge. This is really good when you put it in the fridge. It really cools you down, makes me feel a little more awake. And I think that that's what's important to me is that being able to have this experience without the caffeine. So I really like that. The other thing too is I like the product so much. Got some sleep stuff. I haven't tried it yet. Just excited got it today. So I'm looking forward to trying that. But I'm sorry for deviating here. Just wanted to share something. Magic Mind, great product. Go online. I think they're available on Amazon. Go check it out. They're really good. It's just my honest opinion. You know how I work. And I actually offered it to other people I know, both friends and clients. I'm like, hey, try it out. Let me know how it feels. And a lot of them have said the same thing, that it goes in sweet. And it's actually also helpful for not having more coffee every day. So anyway, Magic Mind, great product. Let's talk about prices, what I do. So, I really help people. I've helped people in the business world. I've helped people in the banking world. I've helped people in the nursing world. I've even helped people in the nonprofit world. And I do coaching with all of them. And the experience that I've had is that they all need it in order to take care of themselves, take care of their family. So how do I do that whole take care of my clients to make sure that they do it for themselves? So the first thing I do is there's text. So with text, usually I call it text coaching. It's twice a week. I'm going to send you prompts for you to work on. Prompts as easy as, what have you done today to take care of yourself? What is your priority in the next couple of weeks? What are you neglecting and what should you be working on for you, not for the business that you're working for? Stuff like that. And I'm just giving you, I guess I should say spoiler, right? I know that text coaching really works and I really like that. So I really want to be able to choose to do text coaching with you so that you can move forward. And that's $175 a month. You get 2 prompts a week and you got to work on it. Now, if you want to do the therapy, you do therapy with me. It's 2 sessions every month, 45 minutes each. And the total for that is $400. And that's really helpful to work on things. We move forward really quickly. And I think that a lot of individuals have really enjoyed moving forward with that. As far as a package, if you want the text as well, the text coaching, as well as the therapy, instead of what that would be a total of $575, it's a total of $500. So, I really think coaching can be helpful. It really manages stress. It moves forward. We do a lot of education too, as to why some things are harder for others. And I really would love for anyone who wants to contact me. There's a direct message button on my podcast if you go there. If not, go to my website, www.steve-bisson.com. And if not, you just go email me. That's available, Steve Bisson, LMHC @gmail.com. You can do any of those things. Really helpful for me if you want to tell me what you thought about this episode. And hopefully we're able to touch base. I really think that I can benefit a whole lot of ask the question and what is it, what it's not. It's maybe experimenting with what you want and maybe seeing also, just want to make sure to tell you that I'm open to conversation on this, that exchange. Well, this is it for episode 189. I hope you enjoyed it. The next episode will be with Tina, and I'm hoping that you join me then.
Please like, subscribe, and follow this podcast on your favorite platform. A glowing review is always helpful. And as a reminder, this podcast is for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes only. If you're struggling with a mental health or substance abuse issue, please reach out to a professional counselor for consultation. If you are in a mental health crisis, call 988 for assistance. This number is available in the United States and Canada.